14 high-profile corruption cases. The Inspectorate also recovered a total number of 2 billion in misappropriated funds, and 844 million was paid to public officials who had been denied or delayed payments of their salaries, gratuities, and pensions. Additionally, 378 out of 1,392 recommendations, that is about 26%, were implemented during this period, and 7 systems reviews were conducted to address the structural weaknesses in public institutions. The Inspectorate also concluded 246 breach of code investigations and 926 verifications. 27 cases are being prosecuted at the Anti-Corruption Court, which were initiated through intelligence-led operations, and then reinforcing the shift towards proactive enforcement. I strengthened the leadership oversight through the visits to the Inspectorate of Government Regional Offices, that is Kabale, Mbarara, and Masaka, to assess operational conditions. And during the said visit, we conducted spot checks at Kabale, Mbarara, and Masaka hospitals. And these inspections resulted in 3 arrests, which brought to light critical service delivery gaps, including overcrowding, non-functional health equipment, shortage of essential medicines, and allegations of extortions by the staff of the hospitals. So the IG is following up these matters with the relevant authorities to ensure that they are addressed conclusively. I have also been informed that the reconstruction of Namwanzi Primary School classroom block in Kalungu district was commenced following the directives issued during our inspection visit. So this is a demonstration of the Inspectorate's commitment to ensuring an oversight which leads to tangible corrective action. We recently trained a total number of 78 investigators and prosecutors to strengthen their capacity in investigation and prosecution of financial crimes. This was done in collaboration with other institutions, that is the Directorate of the Criminal Investigation Directorate, that is the CID, the Anti-Corruption Court, and then the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. So such efforts are meant to reinforce the capacity of our staff to effectively execute their duties. So over the period of January to February this year, we have so far dismissed 12 public officers from service. 4 public officers, including 1 chief administrative officer, were interdicted. 3 public officers were reprimanded. 1 officer was demoted in rank. 8 arrests have so far been effected in the month of January and February. 1 being an officer from Jinja who was in charge of collections at the source of the Nile. He embezzled about 915 million shillings. He was arrested and the case is under prosecution. And then last week we arrested 6 officers from Rwanda district for embezzlement and abuse of office. They were also remanded. They appeared before the Anti-Corruption Court and were remanded last week. We have so far recovered 89 million between the month of January and February, which was unspent from Dr. Deep sub-projects from the activities in the districts falling within the IG Moyo Regional Office. The PDM funds that were used without following proper guidelines have been streamlined in the districts of Kasanda, in the district of Kasanda. In summary, we have IG recovery orders that are outstanding as of today to a tune of about 9.9 billion shillings. And as of now, 2.4 billion shillings has been recovered per IG orders. So despite all the achievements I have noted above, the Inspectorate continues to face critical challenges that are affecting the full realization of the priorities that we have set out to achieve. Corruption is no longer predominantly petty in nature. It is increasingly becoming sophisticated and syndicated, and in certain circumstances, linked to cross-border networks. So in some cases, it is also normalized in some cases. So at the institutional level, we face limited staffing and gaps in the specialized skills required to handle the complex corruption cases and the maladministration. So inadequate funding and an aging motor vehicle fleet further constrains our ability to conduct timely investigations, prosecutions, and verifications across the country. So to address these challenges, we shall be implementing targeted interventions aimed at changing the public attitude and behavior towards corruption, while engaging the government of Uganda and our development partners to mobilize additional financial and technical support to strengthen our operational capacity. We will also continue to engage our stakeholders, such as other anti-corruption agencies, civil society organizations, the private sector, and the media to address the challenges. So in the next phase, we will continue to pursue the priorities that we have outlined at the start of the tenure and those set out in our strategic plan of 2025-2026, 2029-30. Our focus will remain firmly on delivering impactful results. We will intensify prosecution-led investigations with emphasis on high-profile and high-impact corruption cases to strengthen deterrence. We will deepen collaboration with other anti-corruption agencies to ensure proper coordination and ensure a more unified and effective national response. At the same time, we will promote a whole government approach by supporting ministries, departments, agencies, and local governments to mainstream the anti-corruption measures into their plans, budgets, projects, and programs. Our goal is not only to enforce the law, but also to strengthen systems and prevent corruption before it occurs. As I conclude, the Inspectorate of Government remains committed to combating corruption and maladministration in the public sector and to the full execution of the constitutional mandate. The progress made in the last 6 months reflects a clear shift towards results, stronger enforcement, and institutional reform. While challenges remain, our direction is firm and our determination is clear. I extend my appreciation to our dedicated staff at the Inspectorate, whose professionalism and commitment continue to drive this work, as well as to the Government of Uganda, other anti-corruption agencies, civil society organizations, the media, the citizens, and our development partners for their continued support and collaboration. So the message going forward is straightforward. We will deliver results, we will strengthen transparency and accountability, and we will pursue reforms that make corruption more difficult, more costly, and less tolerated. The Inspectorate of Government will remain focused, responsive, and determined to uphold public trust. Lastly, I would like to take this opportunity to remind all public officers to prepare to declare their incomes, assets, and liabilities to the Inspectorate of Government from the 1st to the 30th of April 2026. We are currently updating our registers, conducting trainings on the IG online declaration system, focal points in ministries, departments, agencies, and local governments to ensure that the declaration period is seamless. I remind you all who will fail to submit their declarations by 30th that we shall submit their names to the Leadership Code Tribunal for prosecution. I thank you all for listening to me, for God and my country.